In last video, we have restored database using cold file system backup, and in this video we will restore our database using hot file system backup, and it is the backup method which comes under the inconsistent uh, backup practices. So we will discuss what is it, where it is used, what is the backup method, which files need to be backed up, and finally how to restore. So I simply named it 5W1H rule. As you all remember, your English teacher had told you in school 5W1H rule during notice writing. So just it is the shortcut trick I have made for this. So what is it? So as I said earlier, it is inconsistent backup method which is normally being used in everywhere, I can simply say, because for this your database you don't need to shut down your database to take backup. Your database can be on a running state, and on the running state you can back up the database files and important files, and you can restore the database using those backup files on another server or on the same server if anything goes wrong due to any disaster or anything. So where it is used? Everywhere. As I said earlier, everywhere it is being used, and today still it is being used whereas we have RMAN, but most of the places it is still being used. What is the backup method? It is simply you put the database in backup mode, you copy the data files, parameter files, you create the control file backup, and you copy those all files into target server. Which files need to backed up? As in my previous video of cold file system backup restoration, you have seen that we need data files, we need control files, parameter files, redo logs, temp files, all that files, including that here we need archive logs also. Why? Because it is inconsistent backup, and to make it consistent we need archive logs, right? And finally how to restore, and this we will see further. So I have marked here the important paths which I will use in this video. So this path will be different for your scenario, for your environment, so you can make changes here as per your environment. So now let's go to the steps. Number one, we will first we will start the time on. It is just to monitor that when we have started the activity. And why it is important? Because by this way you can check the time when you have put your database in backup mode. From that time, the all archives generated during the whole activity, you need those archives that will be required to make the target database consistent, right? So I will start the time. Okay, so it is 8:34. Now I will check the current archive log sequence. As you can see, it is 2. So my current log sequence is 2, not an issue. Switch log file. It is not mandatory, but since it is my test server, so archive will not generate that much speed as you will run it in our in your production server. In production server, normally you can see 10 to 12 archives in every 30 minutes or in 1 hour. So there you will see the count, but since it is test server, so I will manually increase the count by running alter system switch log file. Again I will check the sequence, so you can see it is 5. Okay, now I will put the database in backup mode. Right, so now my database has been gone into backup mode. And what exactly it is, during the backup mode you can simply say this the SCN of data file has been freezed, and all the records, whatever changes has been done during this backup mode, all the changes are being written in archive logs. Due to this, archive logs are very important, uh, and we need it to recover the database. Without archive log we cannot recover hot backup. Okay, so since our database is in backup mode, and you can check it from here. So here you can see that our database is in backup mode. Right, what is the next step? Now I will copy all the data files to the target location. So since in my previous video I already told you that my both environment structure is same, whatever folder is here, it is already available in my target server. So first I will copy the data files. So my data file is here, so I will copy the all dbf files to my target server. Okay, okay, my all data files has been copied. Now I will end the database backup mode. Again we can cross check by this command that as backup mode has been ended or not. So here you can see it is not active, that means our database backup mode has been ended. Right, next is we will create backup control file. It is the file which will act as a control file for my target database. So just run alter database backup control file to I will create backup control file to this location. No, I will create here. You can create anywhere. Suppose you have created a folder named backup, so you can create this backup control file to that location. In my scenario I am creating it's my in my home directory, and I will keep the name same so that I don't need to rename it further in my target server. Okay, now I will copy this control file to target location. Okay, my control file has been copied. Now I will just switch the archive logs, because during this activity, suppose anything is in redo logs, then it will flush into archive log. Okay, now I will copy the read logs to the target location. Okay, now I will copy the archive logs. Now I need this sequence which needs to be copied, so I will check the archive log sequence after my final step. So it is 8, and before starting the activity it was 2, so I need archives from 2 to sequence 8. So these are the mandatory archives. You can apply further archives like 12, 13, 15, any sequence uh, until which time you need to recover the database, but this sequence is mandatory. At least you need these archives to open your database. So I will check the archives. So here you can see the archives are available here. So I will copy these archives to my target archive location. I will copy from 2 to 8 is not generated, not an issue. I will copy to 7. To my target archive location. Okay. Okay, here is a mistake. I have not given the path. Yeah, so my archive logs has been copied. Now we have copied the redo logs, archive logs, data files. Yeah, one thing we have missed, the parameter file, the sp file. So we will copy the sp file. Yes, so I think our backup activity has been completed. We have copied our data files, redo logs, parameter files, archived logs. We have created our backup control file and also copied it to the target location. Now since you can see, if I check here control, then the current parameter file knows that there is two control files, that is 1 and 2, but we have created only one control file, so we will just create another control file by just copying itself, because as you know, both control file contains the same data. We have just created multiple control files to just maintain the redundancy. Suppose in case we lost one control file, then we can recover it from the other one. So I will create a copy of that. Here you can see all files has been copied. I will create another copy of this. Fine, so I have two control files. Redo logs is available, data files are available, temp is available. Okay, now begin for restoration. Okay, so I have copied control file, data files, redo logs, parameter files in the same location. Just cross check those files. Here you can see SP file is available. Cross check the archives. Okay, it is also available. Control all are okay. Now start the database. We will start the database in mount mode. So it has picked up the parameter file which we have copied. So my database is in mount mode, and suppose in case I try to open the database as we have done in our last video. We have just started normally our database and it has been started in open mode, but in this case just we are going to try to open. So here you cannot open your database, you must use reset logs, but currently if you use this also, then again it will throw the error because all the data files are currently inconsistent. It needs recovery. So now we will start the recovery process. The command is recover database using backup control file until cancel. So here you can see it is asking for the archives. Just note it down. It is asking sequence 5 and we have copied from 2 to 8. Actually 8 is not available, 2 to 7. So as you can see, this number is very important. Oracle may ask you from another number, but that number will be always in between these two numbers. Okay, so it is asking 5 and we have already copied 5, 6, 7. So I will just put here auto. Yeah, so just see it has been applied 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8 also applied, sorry, 7 also applied. Now since archives has been applied, now we will open the database. Just I am trying by simple opening. Yes, so it is asking to use reset logs. Whenever you are opening the database using backup control file, you must use reset log option. It will reset the log sequence. Yes, so our database is now open. Fine. So our recovery process is completed using hot file system backup. What is the benefit in this backup method? In this backup method, you don't need to put your production database down. Okay, most of the place you will not get downtime to this backup task. Okay, so we need to run online backups, which is data pump, Armin backup, hot backup. So these are online backups. So I hope You have understand the steps, you have understand the technique, and if you liked it, then please like this video. Okay, thank you.